Hello, all my fellow Geminis. Welcome. This is Maxine Taylor, and I've got your hour October forecast. But before I do that, I'm so proud of my latest baby. This is the book I've been talking about. Take Back Your Money. In this book, I share my personal technique, which is the Take Back Your Life technique, and I have applied it to money. This book takes you step by step through every program, every category that created lack of funds for you. Remember, we are programmed as children, and a lot of that programming is done subconsciously. A lot of that programming is done when we are too young to verbalize it. And that programming is what runs us. I see it everywhere that I go. Some of you do too. I know you do. So if your finances are not the way you want, I have been doing Take Back Your Life, and I've been doing the Take Back Your Money technique, gosh, decades. And with money the way it is, I would like to give you the technique that I use to create the money I want. And this book will help you create the money you desire and deserve. So, when can you get this book? October 5th. Today is October 1st. And October 5th, this will be available on both Amazon and my website, MaxineTaylor.com. And for those of you who would like a personal face-to-face Zoom session with me, it's a 3-hour session during which time I personalize it for you, because everybody's situation is different. And in 3 hours, we get through everything in this book. I don't need to be using the book, of course, but it is personalized for you. And you will be releasing the programming that created the situation in your life financially that you're living now. So on the 5th, go to either Amazon.com or MaxineTaylor.com and let me help you create the wherewithal that you want. And that is yours waiting. When I was first on the path, one of my teachers told me that I had an escrow account in heaven. And I thought, that sounds good, because if I've got it there, then I should be able to get it here on earth. Some of you, of course, feel the same way, and I want to help you get that. This is all done in practical language, nothing woo-woo about it. Check it out. Okay, now let's talk about our forecast for the month of October. Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, Mercury goes direct tomorrow, October 2nd. And haven't you noticed things get crazier just before Mercury gets ready to go direct? It will move into the shadow and it will be there until October 16th. Now, this shadow is the opportunity to tie up the loose ends of unfinished projects that you couldn't finish up while Mercury was still retrograde. That's why the timing on this book is so incredible. So Mercury will be in the shadow till October 16th. Be sure that you take advantage of it to tie up loose ends of old projects. Then we are, Mars is in the shadow. We are sitting in the shadow of Mars. It's going to go retrograde on the 30th of the month. Now, let me tell you the difference between a Mercury retrograde and a Mars retrograde. When Mercury's retrograde, everything is confused. Mars rules action and energy. When it goes retrograde, flatline, nothing happens. And we're starting to feel that way. Well, I don't know about you, but I've been feeling it for some time. Worldwide, I'm talking about. And so Mars will go retrograde on the 30th of the month. You will feel it in that commerce industry. They just flatline. That's just how it is. Okay. And the retrograde Mars and the following shadow won't be over until March 15th. March 15th, 16th, right in those between those 2 days. So we're going to be aware of it. Now you can start new projects on a retrograde Mars, but they may not move forward until Mars does. Okay, so join me next month. I'll have updates on everything. All righty, now. So let's talk about the two slower planets, Jupiter and Mars. Jupiter, the greater benefic. It is blessings. It is joy. It is optimism. It's expansion. And yes, it is money. It's retro. Anybody out there surprised? I'm not. Well, of course, I do this every day, naturally. Never mind. But it's retrograde in our 11th house of friends and group activities and humanitarian projects. And so it's going to move, of course, since it's retrograde, backwards into our 10th house on the 28th. Now, this is really cool because the 10th house is our career. And so with Jupiter in our 10th house, when it goes direct, where it's not going to be this month, that's when our career can move forward and expand, okay? Because when Jupiter is retrograde, the energy isn't there. The action isn't there. So stick with me. I'll keep you posted month after month on these retros, okay? And when Jupiter goes direct in our 10th house, that is when our reputation, our public image, our career will move forward. And remember, Jupiter is God's law. And so wherever it is, we are blessed. Oh, love it. Okay, Mars, retrograde on the 30th, but in the shadow of the retrograde all month, prior to the 30th. It's in our first house. And that's get up and go. No, it's got up and went. With retrograde Mars in our first house, we've got great plans. We want to do stuff, and it's hurry up and wait. It's not going to be happening the way we want it to be. When it goes direct, which it will in a couple of months, then things will start moving forward. I will keep you posted. Just check with me every month. And naturally, I am looking at that myself. Now, in your birth chart, Mars will be in a different house, more than likely. It's got a 1 in 12 chance of being in the first house. That would be if you had a Gemini ascendant as well as a Gemini sun. Just keep an eye on it, okay? And just know it's not you. It's the whole wide world. And Mars will ultimately come out of retrograde, move into the shadow, and come out of the shadow March 15th, 2023. It eases up when it's in the shadow. Okay. Now let's look at the rest of this. Well, Mercury, the blue planet, the planet of communication, correspondence, and transportation. It's been in our fourth house. And Mercury is what we think about. So there's been emphasis on home and family, perhaps. On the 10th, it's going to move into our fifth house of fun and games. If you have children, fun and games with kids. But the fifth house is amusements, enjoyment. And so wherever Mercury is, that's what you think about and talk about. It's not an action planet, it's a thinking planet. And on the 29th, it moves into our solar sixth house, and we're thinking about our job, about our health, which is great because we can make changes at that point. Venus, the planet of love and beauty, is the lesser benefic. Jupiter is the greater benefic. They're both marvelous. They're the good guys of the zodiac. Venus brings love and beauty and happiness and, yeah, money, all the good stuff. So it's in our fifth house. We are ready to enjoy ourselves. And if you have children, you will be ready to spend time with them, no matter what their ages happen to be. But with Venus in the fifth house, you want to play, you want to party. On the 23rd, it moves into our sixth house. Our health improves, our job improves. And we're having a wonderful time. Now, the sun, the giver of life, the center of our universe, is in our fifth house too. And we're ready to party and enjoy ourselves. I mean, it's a double whammy of enjoyment. On the 23rd, both the sun and Venus move into the solar sixth house. And so the center of our life becomes, it goes from our children, and pets are children too, by the way, and fun and creative projects, to health and work. And so you can expect more positive, fulfilling, happy work on a daily basis after the 23rd, when Venus and the sun move into our sixth house, our solar sixth house. Now we have a full moon on October 9th. On the full moon, everything comes to a head. This full moon is in 16 Aries 33. It's in our 11th house. And so this is a coming to a head of our friendship circle. Now, I don't mean the end of, I mean emphasis on our friends, our hopes, our wishes, and Jupiter's retrograde there. So there can be some unfinished business with a group or with friends that we resolve, because on the full moon it comes to a head. A couple of weeks later, on the 25th, we have a new moon, but that new moon is a solar eclipse. So this is a powerful new start. In what area? Work, health, and service. Are you starting a new job? Did you write a book? Go ahead and launch after tomorrow. It's that simple. And so we've got the new moon in 2 degrees of Scorpio. Find 2 of Scorpio. Allow a 5-degree orb between the full moon, let's see, 16 Aries 33, 5 degrees before, 5 degrees after the 16 Aries 33, and 2 Scorpio. Now, an eclipse lasts approximately a year to 2 years. And so this is a big deal for our work, for our health, because the sun and Venus and Mercury are all there too. And so we've got this eclipse that's going to be with us gosh, till the spring of 2023. We have an eclipse April and one in May. However, if, as I said, this eclipse falls right smack dab on your sun, your moon, or your ascendant, I call that a new life eclipse. And the effects of that last a year to 2 years. So is that not marvelous? Is that now what we paid our $2 for? I can't wait to read your comments as the month goes along. Remember, when things are retrograde, it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I don't know about you. Well, I do know about you. I know what Geminis, I know what we're like. It drives us nuts. It's like, let's get going. Okay, we're going to get going. Don't you worry. So join me next month. I will look at all of the planetary placements and share everything I see. Until then, my dear Gemini friends, may the stars shine brightly on you and yours. Bye for now.